Hello, my name is Johanna and I'm Emanuel's mom. And I'm also one of the parents who are doing the Project Cornerstone with the kids. I do it every other month and another parent does it every other month. We kind of share it. So I thought it would be beneficial for the children if we did an exercise next time, or actually next year when it's my turn to do the Project Cornerstone with the kids and read a book. So basically what I do, I go in and read a book and then we have a discussion about it, and it's all about addressing things that might occur at school, like bullying and negative self-talk and things like that. So I've actually some time ago I signed up to an online parenting program, and it's all about, it's more than positive parenting. It's not like the positive parenting solutions, that type of program, but it's more about, it looks at the child as a whole being. I learned a technique in this program that I wanted to share with you because I want to do an activity with the kids next year sometime. And for that I need your help, parents. So that's why I'm making this video. So basically what I would need from you, hopefully you are willing to participate, is a photo of your child. It doesn't have to be big, it doesn't matter if it's a bit older or if it's recent, any photo will do. And then I also ask you to write down 5 of the characteristics, the positive characteristics that you see in your child. So for example, it can be anything like caring, loving, helpful, great friend, whatever it might be. There's only one important guideline here, and it has to be a characteristic that your child is actually displaying, not a wishful thinking, I wish he were this, or it has to be something you actually see your child do, be helpful or be kind. So once you have that list of the characteristic or the traits, the positive traits of your child, then as well as the photo, if you could please go ahead and send it to me. I'll include my email in the message that I attached to this video. And I just want to say that the purpose of this, so what we will be doing with the children, we will give them a paper board, kind of like this type of paper, and then we will have the children paste in a photo of themselves in the middle, and then we will have the children write the characteristic that you told us that your child displayed. So the purpose of doing this board, you could almost call it like the story of me board, is to help any child who might be holding the belief in their subconscious that they are not enough, that they're not good enough. So basically what this psychologist is talking about, her name is Sandy Gluckman, is that there are 2 types of children, either children who think that they are not good enough, or children who believe that they are good enough. So I did this because I see that this needs to be reinforced in my children. And once a child turns 7, their beliefs are already set. But luckily, because of neuroscience and neuroplasticity, beliefs can be changed. So a child who now believes that he's not worthy, he's not good enough, can have that belief be changed to be, I am so worthy, I am so good enough, right? So this board is the first step, or getting the picture and the characteristics is the first step, and then actually doing the board is the second one. So when I did this parenting program, I did it for my child, but we'll do it if you provide us with the photo and the characteristics or the positive traits you see in your child. We'll do the board with the kids, and I will then explain to them that these are the characteristics, the positive traits that your caregivers or your parents see in you. Because many times what I notice with myself is that, it's almost like I get lost in pushing the children to work harder, do more, what they say, praise the effort. But what that can do is to really, you kind of get lost in that, and it's almost like you can create this belief in the child, if you keep on going like that they're not good enough the way they are. They need to work harder, they need to do better, they need to X, Y, Z, right? So creating this board is one step in the right direction to start to create a new pathway in the brain. I am so enough, just the way I am, right? I don't have to achieve or do anything to be worthy of love or worthy in general. So I did this for my kids. I'm sure, it looks a little bit messy. This is one. You can just send one photo. I did a combination of all different photos. But basically, so what this does is, it's a first step to rewire the brain, rewire a belief that your child might be holding. They might not, right? But they might be holding that they're not good enough. Or so there is a third step involved here too, which is, once the board is done, the child will take the board home to you, and then you would need to, whenever you see the child, display this positive characteristic, call it out. And not only that, for example, let's say you have put kind as one of the positive characteristics of your child. Imagine you put that. So the second step is, when you notice as you go about life that your child is displaying this characteristic, you take a moment and you tell your child, see, now you're being kind again. You know how I told you that this is one of the positive traits that you possess? And you know how much I appreciate kind people. It's one of the things that I value most in people. And, growing up, people are going to gravitate towards you because you're kind, and everyone wants to be around kind people because it makes them feel really good, right? So this is an example that the key here is that this needs to be, the praise or the talking about that positive characteristic needs to be minimum 20 seconds. This is all neuroscience. 20 seconds in duration for it to start creating a new pathway in the brain, so that then I'm not enough will be changed to I am so enough. So, and like that with all the rest of the characteristics. So once you have the board, the idea is for you to keep it somewhere where you can see it in your house, and then to call it out, or to tell your child, connect with your child and tell them how you see them displaying this, and what an amazing characteristic that is. And it's not about saying, oh, you're so great. That's not going to rewire anything in the brain. It has to be done in this way, and to be heartfelt, to feel, to tune into that feeling of appreciation for your child. And this, by the way, can change a behavior like that, almost, an undecided behavior. Sometimes even. So I thought I'd do this with the kids when I get a chance, and once I have the photo and the characteristics of your child, and hopefully we can create the board sometime next year. Thank you so much for collaborating. I appreciate you taking the time. Oh, I just want to mention one thing. So how it works in the neuroscience in the brain is that after a certain amount of time, if done consistently, so each belief has a pathway in the brain, right? So once we, and pathways in the brain who are not being used, so if you work on strengthening this I am so enough belief, and periodically the brain does a scan of itself. Any branches in the brain, any pathways that are not being used or that are getting weaker will be pruned away. So that belief will be switched out to the I am so enough, for example, in this case. So that's the whole neuroscience behind it. So I thought it would be interesting to do this for anyone who's interested, hopefully everyone. Thank you so much. And just reach out to me if you have any questions via email or whatever. Thank you. Take care.